Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, hey, what's up? I'm Imtarotchick. If you are returning, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. So in this reading today, we are going to be taking a look at the group TLC. Now, I am so mad at myself because as a lot of you know, I already had a TLC reading done and it came out like perfectly. I connected to the energy and I really felt like with the amount of time that we had, we really got a chance to cover a lot. And then I accidentally deleted it like the next morning because I misread. It was like either like a message. It was like it had uploaded twice on my end. But really it was just a mistake. It was just a YouTube error. So when I deleted one, it naturally just deleted the whole thing. And I just thought like my life was over. And you know, I was really upset about that, y'all. That hurt because I cried and everything on that reading. So with that being said, it's okay. We're just going to go ahead and do it again. And who knows, maybe I'll get some more, maybe I'll get some new information that I didn't get the first time. So I do shuffle my cards off camera, but I do also shuffle them on screen as well for you all. Well, not just for you all. I actually just like shuffling my cards. All right. I hope you guys had a fantastic day yesterday, and I hope your day is going well today. And as I was saying, so like TLC was one of those major girl groups from the 90s. And I really just feel like we don't have groups like that anymore. Especially R&B girl groups. Like, they're pretty much non-existent. Like, we're recycling 90s girl groups, you know. And it's really unfortunate. And our boy bands, too. Like, our boy bands, it's just not the same no more. The diversity is gone. Nobody wants to do anything together. It's always about somebody being on their own, okay? We'll collab to death, though. But the group, y'all remember, we just had diverse groups. TLC, In Vogue, Destiny's Child. So many groups, and they were all different. 702, SWV. Now it's just like, I don't know. But music, I just think the state of music today is just really sad. And I know some of y'all might be like, oh, you're just saying that because you're just being biased. Like, no. I grew up in the 90s, and you will really just have to have been around to understand. And you have people today that did not grow up in the 90s that listen to that music and understand. You know, and plus I'm a big R&B head, so naturally I'm gonna love the 90s. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this reading. I think I have shuffled enough, but just in case. So the whole point of this reading is we're just gonna look and see what information we can get about the group, see how life was for them, how they got along, and so forth, so forth. Okay. Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit, can you please reconnect us to TLC? Can you tell us about the girl group TLC from the 90s? That consisted of T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili, Tion Watkins, Lisa Lopes, and Rosanda Thomas. Can you tell us anything? And that was a lot too, like, okay, some reversals coming up. All right. So, again, like some pettiness is coming up, as it did in the last reading. Got the Temperance again. How are they getting along? How did TLC feel about each other? Can you tell us how TLC felt about each other? How were they getting along? Thank you. Ace of Swords. All right, definitely like conflict, you guys. Okay, anything else about TLC? Did they get along with each other? How did they feel about one another? How was the business around them? How were the people? Thank you. Again, if y'all saw that first reading, you would know who that is. 2 coins. Priestess, Empress. Okay. Anything else about TLC? I thank you so much for allowing us to reconnect. Thank you. Page of Swords. Got that Three of Cups again. So, you guys, they were a group, although, like, there were, like, petty, like, workplace stuff and petty, rivalries. Rivalries a little bit too strong because that, like, kind of signifies, like, enemies, and they weren't, but they were very competitive. But even though, they were very competitive with each other, they still celebrated together. And I know that because we have Five of Staffs and we have Three of Cups, and I'll explain those in a minute a little bit further. Anything else about TLC? Thank you. There goes Queen of Cups again. All right. Anything else? Anything else about TLC? Any big factors with TLC? Any big factors with TLC? Thank you. The Magician. This reading will take us a minute because I'm going to add some stuff and really just take my time and look at this stuff with you all. Anything else about TLC? Anything else about TLC? Okay, well, they replaced okay, thank you. And don't worry if you can't see the cards because I always hold them up. Let's see. All right. Will TLC replace Left Eye? Will TLC ever get a third member? Will TLC ever get a third member? Will they ever replace Left Eye? Can you tell us if they will ever get a third member? Can you tell us if they will ever replace Left Eye? Will they ever replace Lisa Lopes? Will they ever replace Lisa Lopes? You guys, let me know below what your favorite TLC song or album it was. Thank you. Okay, let me see if I can get one more card. Can you clarify Two of Cups for me? Thank you. All right. How will TLC be remembered 10 years from now? 10 years from now, how will TLC be remembered? Can you tell us? Can you tell us how TLC will be remembered 10 years from now? By the way, you guys, my favorite TLC album as an adult is Crazy Sexy Cool. But at the time, it was Fan Mail. I really loved that album. Just like you, I get lonely too. How will TLC be remembered in 10 years? Can you tell us what their legacy will be? I need to shuffle again. Fan Mail. Rest in peace to Lisa Lopes, by the way. Can you tell us what TLC's legacy will be in 10 years? 10 years. Ooh. Can you tell us what their legacy will be? How will people remember TLC? How will people remember this group? Ooh, thank you. Just like you, I get lonely too. Fan Mail. Okay, I got a lot. Fan Mail. Ooh. Just like you, I get lonely too. Fan Mail. Just organizing them, you guys. Just like you, I get lonely. All right. Okay. So here we're going to start off with the Temperance card. And with the Temperance card, it's like balance of action. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of rushed decisions being made with these ladies. It's just like patience should have been used, caution should have been used, and it really wasn't. It's just like during their time, like it should have been a thing of harmony and peace, but because the lack of making the right decision, or the lack of taking the time to make the right decision, things kind of didn't go that way. And I also get the feeling that a lot of them really tried to focus on keeping their composure and compassion. But they really should have slowed down when it came to terms of making decisions, okay? And a lot of that would be like from a management standpoint as well. Like, okay, let's really think about this more. Maybe we need to look at contracts more. Things of that nature. We come here with the Eight of Cards. Eight of Coins in reverse. Eight of Coins in reverse. This is indicating like they did not have a lot of money or the money that they deserved, okay? It's almost like a decrease, you know what I mean? It's just like if they got a little bit, they really didn't get as much as they should have, and it just like it began to just decrease, okay? All right, so we're going to move on to the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, you see this person is like battling here with this thing, and it's just like that. It's like they were constantly like faced with some kind of confrontation, some kind of battle, and they were always like on the defense and fighting over some issue, okay? This is also indicating that there was a man that was involved. And this man here, his authority, he really abused it because he had a lot of power. He had a lot of authority, and more so than often, he used his judgment. He used his personal desires to outweigh being fair. So it's like they're constantly like battling against his decisions or the effects of his decisions, like always like having this confrontation. But this card does indicate, because it is in reverse, it's indicating bravery, but at the same time, it's like a lack of strategy. Okay? So we're going to move on to the Five of Staffs. So Five of Staffs is just like basically when they were doing like all this confrontation and battling and struggling with this person and the effects of what he's doing, it's like at some point they kind of started battling with each other. If you pay attention to this illustration, you see three people here, and they're like now fighting with each other. And the things that they're fighting with each other about are petty. Like they're not even worth fighting over. Okay, so it comes across like silly upset, silly things. We move on to Ten of Staffs in reverse, okay? So with the Ten of Staffs in reverse, it's again like another struggle. But the thing with this is like there's a lot of emotional drama, difficulties, and deception. Okay, so it's like they have a struggle, but this card is also signifying like success like follows. So in the midst of them struggling, they will have all this success. But all the while, it's like causing like emotional drama and difficulties. Okay, and there's a lot of deception around them. So people around them weren't being honest. People around them were not being honest with them. Knight of Staffs. This is just indicating like they really wanted a lot of change. And it was just like they knew things had to change. And it's just like that pursuit of moving forward, like that pursuit of initiating change, okay? And really wanting to distance themselves. I really felt like they wanted to distance themselves from some of the people that were around them. Maybe in particular this guy right here. But definitely, I have to get away. So we're going to move on here to the Ace of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords here, this is representing like blessings, okay? It's like they have like intense emotions, okay? But it's like they were able to move through situations with great strength and great belief, okay? And it's like they trusted in their own abilities, all right? Gonna move here to Three of Swords. See my autofocus, okay. So Three of Swords, it's like a lack of focus, lack of direction. Again, where was our card? We were talking about like not able to really strategize. Okay? And it's just like they received a lot of like, either they inflicted on themselves like harsh self-criticism, or they had other people giving them this harsh criticism. Okay? And so we have all these things going on. We have the emotional stress. We have the emotional traumas. We have them battling with other people, but them not really being able to strategize the way that they probably should have. It's like that lack of, it's almost like, I want to leave the situation, but I don't know how. Like, I don't know how to get free. It's almost like being in a difficult situation. You know what I mean? We have the Tower card in reverse. So the Tower card is conflict again. I feel like there's always like some conflict. And this also in reverse is indicating like there was evilness around them and a strong force. Whoever this Knight of Swords is, this is coming from him. This is coming from him. Because it's just like some strong force and like something evil around them. And it's like this guy would use he had a lot of power. He was a strong, you could call him a strong force. But he wasn't using it to be fair. You know? Because he was letting his personal desires take the place of fairness. It's all about what I want to do, what I want to see, what I want it to be, what I want to have, what I want to give. All right, so here in the Queen of Cups, we have this female here that is a part of this trio's lives as far as the group here. And it's just like she's this loving female, but she has a need for beautiful possessions around her. And I believe in my last video that this appeared as well. It's like she has this need for beautiful possessions. She's worrying about the girls, worrying about the business, very nurturing to them. Almost like a motherly kind of nurturing, you know what I mean? But at the same time, she's not being honest with them. Okay? So she's worrying, she's nurturing, she's like a mother figure, and she's spoiled. But at the same time, it's like she's not being honest with them. Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is a female here that's feeling a lot of sadness, infertility, physical issues, mourning a child or partner. The pain is still very real, and it plagues her daily. Okay? This is going to be chilly. Some of you guys might not know, but during the course of TLC, she had gotten pregnant. I think she was like seeing or dating one of the producers that were working with the group, and she ended up I think she got an abortion. She either miscarried or got an abortion. But anyway, I feel like this is her. And then she's a Pisces. And I feel like within the group, things would have really been getting to her because Pisces, they get emotionally drained easily. Okay? So I feel like she's popping up here in this spread. We also have Lisa here that's popping up, but I feel like she's popping up because this was a pivotal thing for this group. Like, this really played a big part in the group. Also, Queen of Swords indicates that she mourned pretty much in private. All right, and let's just keep her in our prayers because that's something that really haunts her. I think it was an abortion. I want to say she got an abortion. But that decision really plagues her and bothers her daily. All right? So we have all this conflict going on, and then we have Chili that loses a child and a partner. This card is saying that this female lost a child or a partner, and that she's just, you know, great anguish, great sadness. But then we move on to Two of Swords. And this would be Lisa. Now, Lisa is a Gemini, okay? And Gemini women, like, their emotions are typically all over the place. All over the place. And I really just feel like from this card and from what I'm feeling, it's just like she really tried to fight the fight. If you look at the imagery here, you can see her standing there, and it's like she's trying to fight. Excuse my nails. But it's like she's trying to fight off, but at the same time, she's getting tired. She's getting weary. She's wondering if it's worth it. It's beginning not to be worth it. And it's really requiring a lot from her. It's requiring a lot from all the girls, but especially Lisa. Okay? Okay, so we move on. We have this Two of Coins here. And with the Two of Coins, it's like something about the papers. It's like they should have been careful about the papers that they signed. They should have made sure that they understood the offers that were extended to them, okay? And this is like, because they weren't, it's just like frustration. Okay? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's all I have for that card. So we get to the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is another female. And it's like she's keeping secrets. She's keeping secrets. It's like she's hiding things. She's hiding facts, you know. And it's just like they could double check information, but something would still be hidden. And I feel like this is our Queen of Cups. It's going back to her. You guys, whoever this woman was, she definitely knew what was going on. Okay? And I feel like she wasn't putting things on full disclosure because she was trying to cover herself. She was trying to cover herself. Does anybody know when T-Boz had her baby? I say that because the Empress is popping up. So this person here, I believe this is T-Boz because this woman has a child. It's like doubting, you know, doubting herself. Which would go back to that criticism that we saw in the previous card. But it's like she's doubting herself. But at the same time, it's like new and exciting times are approaching. So this could like indicate like although she's going through this struggle and stuff with group related things, it's like exciting times are gonna come for her in the near future. It's like, and that's the child. And T-Bots is a Taurus, and the thing with Taurus women are they are very good with keeping their emotions in check, okay? And I really feel like T-Bots was the mediator a lot for this group as it pertained to the other girls. So she could have been trying to keep everybody calm. She could have been the one encouraging people to hang on. She's really, really, really good about checking herself, especially as it pertains to her feelings. Okay? But the thing about it is, she suppresses, as a Taurus woman, she suppresses her feelings. So that means that she festers things, you know, things, she doesn't really deal with them. She kind of just, you know, suppresses them, and it just festers up, and then she just lashes out, explodes. Okay? But I feel like within this group, she was really like the one that really tried to keep everybody together. Okay? Moving on to the Four of Coins. Four of Coins is like them constantly having to remember who they were. This is also like they had a lot of love from their fans, you know, from the outside people. People really did love them. And they were constantly having to be reminded about who they were. And to just woosah, because we know things aren't going right in the group as far as it's looking like, you guys, honestly, it stems from business decisions. I don't really see anything in here yet about them really fighting with each other. Only then, you know, the petty upsets that we saw. But nothing like them like just going at it and having all this hate for each other. I really feel like a lot of this had to do with the business stuff. But anyway, this is like also indicating that they were, like they felt a need to be territorial, okay? And that they lacked materials, and that they were dealing with a person who wanted too much, okay? And this person was a person that indulged in himself or herself, but rarely anyone else, okay? So we have multiple meanings here, okay? And again, I really believe that that person is this man right here. All the while, you have this woman keeping secrets. That's not really letting them know what it really is, what's really going on. But again, it's just like she was trying to cover her own self. And she might have even been like convicted to some degree because she worried about them. You know, this is not a woman that hated these girls. She really did not hate these girls. She really cared about them. It was like this motherly thing that I keep getting. But at the same time, she's spoiled. And if she would have, I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know. I was going to say if she had been honest with them, like fully honest with them, who's to say she still wouldn't have been able to have her piece of the pie? But I don't know. Maybe she would not have, because I don't feel like they would have accepted those terms or those agreements, or else it wouldn't be so much fighting, struggle going on. But let's move to the Three of Cups, okay? So although I said that they had petty upsets where it got to the point where they were taking it out on each other at times, this was a group of ladies that celebrated with each other, okay? It's almost like if you did something here, even if it was outside of the group, it's like they still celebrated together. And they celebrated together their successes as well. Their successes, their accomplishments. Isn't it funny how the threes keep showing up? Like the card of threes keep showing up. But it's like, yeah, like they're celebrating their successes, congratulating each other. And this also was saying that they had opportunities to heal and grow. So that's great. You know, like, it's like a sisterhood, really. You know, sometimes sisters, they fight and don't get along, but at the end of the day, they love each other. you know, and they have like this bond, especially with the hard times that they're facing. With the hard times that they're facing, it's like it's making their bond stronger. All right. Ooh. Page of Swords. So with the Page of Swords here, this is like, it's like somebody that's watching the actions, you know, being under surveillance. It's like with success, you guys, they started to get people started getting jealous of them, okay, jealous of their success. And it's like somebody is watching them like intensively, okay? And we all know that, you know, when you get successful, people don't like that. Why? Don't know, but that's just the way it is, okay? All right. So now we have the Magician card. And the Magician card is unique because it's like somebody within this group was trying to, it's like they had a determination, you know what I mean? And trying to be very tactful, okay? Because they had an illness. This is T-Boz. She's the only one that I know in a group that has an illness. It's like she's carrying this illness within this group, you know? But at the same time, she's trying to be tactful about how it affects the group, how it affects her, how she moves. Trying to fight through it. It's almost like she was determined to not let that illness set her back or keep her or stifle the group is what I'm trying to say. But this illness that she has comes with a great deal of pain. Okay, because the Magician also indicates that. It indicates both illness and pain. Okay, but at the same time, trying to be tactful. Okay. All right. And basically, like, she just wasn't trying to hurt the group with her stuff, you know? Seven of Swords. So it's like, although things are rough, you know, behind the scenes for this group, it's like they felt the need to, it was like they had to continue. They had to journey on. You see this person that's moving forward and they're like continuing to work. But this also is indicating that much work was required. Okay? A lot here was to gain. Okay? But a lot of work was required. A lot of work. Especially from Lisa. Especially from Lisa. It was really challenging for her. Okay? And this card is also, it's like much work is required. But it's like at times I felt like it was too much for them to handle. But even though it was feeling like it was too much for them to handle, it's like they knew they had to continue on. You know, it's almost like we must keep going. Keep going. How sad, right? That's really kind of depressing in a way. Eight of Cups. This would be Lisa here. Because this is like, it's time to move on and start new plans. This is like looking into alternate directions. But this card is also signifying that even though it's like it's time to move on, it's time to start new plans, this card is also warning against vanity. It's warning against vanity, and it's like, okay, you should move forward and do your own thing, but it's like, remember to give and exhibit appropriate behavior. Maintain your humility, you know. Don't get vain about it. And I'm glad that she showed up again because, I mean, we had just said it was hard for all of them, but especially for Lisa because, where is she? She was just getting tired of fighting the battle. It's like things aren't right. Things aren't fair. It's getting harder and harder for her to be silent and wait it out. You know? So she goes on and she makes these new plans and these new decisions. And she's trying to move on, all right? But the warning card of that vanity is there. So it's just like, remember to give, you know, and exhibit appropriate behavior. All right? So that could signify, like, when she began to move away and doodle and work on her plans, that she might have gotten a little vague. Okay? All right. So we have the Sun card in reverse. So with the Sun card in reverse, it's like they were looking for positivity, you know, trying to keep the energy positive, trying to settle things, possibly try to do something together with all three of them. It's like coming back together. Where was the card they were celebrating together? Remember when I said that they would celebrate together their success and the success of each individual? I feel like that was exactly that. It's like, we've done so much. You know, we did this, we did that. I don't feel like the group was going to stop there. You know what I mean? It was just like a great future ahead. And a lot of positivity and solid love. Okay? Solid love. Like these girls really loved each other. They really loved each other. So we move on to the last card for the main spread, and then I'll get to Lisa Lopes if they'll replace her. So we have Knight of Coins here. So they were going to get together, possibly work on something together. It was like they were coming together, and somebody was going to provide assistance. Somebody was going to make that happen. Okay? And this was a guy. Excuse me. My allergies, you guys. But this was a guy. And this guy is not, you know, Pharaoh down here. This was a different guy. This is a guy, like a man of honor. Okay? Dependable, willing to assist them, willing to guide them and help them, especially when it came to tasks that dealt with them planning, okay, and organizing. This person could have also had a background in the military. Okay? Usually they have a background in the military. But if not, he was definitely a man of honor and very respected. Alright, so I don't feel like, I just felt like they were going to do something else together. I really do. Let's look at, so I asked the question, I said, will TLC, like T-Boz and Chili, replace Left Eye? Will they replace her? Will they get a third member? And I got Two of Cups in reverse. So that means no. They're not going to replace her. They're not ever going to replace Lisa. They may do short-lived things, like when they had a Little Mama, and then before Little Mama it was someone else, but it was like never the intent on replacing Lisa. They would never do that. Okay? As I said in my other video the first time before the video got deleted by me by accident, many reasons as to why they wouldn't replace her. This card is going a little bit deeper than the card that I pulled previously, because this is pointing out like they have such a strong foundation with each other, with the three of them. Such a strong bond. I know y'all are getting tired of seeing this card, but I really feel like this card represents them. I really feel like this card represents them. And it's just like with them having that strong foundation, it's like a respect thing. And at the same time, they would be too insecure to replace her. So, I mean, they would be looking at things like, would we be the same? Would we maybe sell the same? How would our sound sound? Would we sound the same? You know what I'm saying? But a great deal, sorry, that was a reverse. A great deal of why they won't replace her is because of that foundation of love and respect. And it's kind of just like when Lisa died, because I'm telling you guys, they were going to work on other things together. Like, they weren't done. And they had this man here that was stepping up to assist. But it's like when they lost her, it was almost like, just like it's a wrap. For what? You know? So they may do like little appearances or shows here and there. I would love to see T-Boz and Chili go on tour. But as far as them replacing Left Eye or getting a third member, that's not going to happen. And these are very strong women. So I respect them a lot for that. Because you got a lot of people out here that do anything for a coin. Speaking of coin, I asked for them to clarify this. And this is 7 of coins. So you see this person, I'll show you. Look at the facial expression on this person's face. And that, and you see they're carrying like all of these coins on their shoulders in reverse. So it means that because of their decision, based on them having the strong love and foundation and understanding that they were a trio with original members, because they chose not to replace Lisa, because they chose not to get a third member, it resulted in financial losses, like a loss of wealth and a loss of position. Again, I feel like, I mean, they probably knew that that was going to come, that was going to happen, but it was just a risk that, it was just something they were willing to deal with. Because there was no way they were going to replace her. But oh, they suffered for it. Financially, they suffered for it. And they lost their position. You know? And what also came to me was the fact that it's almost like, when we're talking about replacing Lisa, it's almost like in that movie, The Temptations, where everybody in the movie pretty much dies except for Otis. And everyone dies except for Otis. And then at the very end, it's like he has this vision of them all being on stage together again, dancing, like they're reunited. This is the same. It's almost like they have this unrealistic hope that Left Eye is going to join them on stage again. You know? Unrealistic hope, fantasy kind of thing. All right. So I asked the question of how will TLC be remembered in 10 years? And so 5 of Swords. So they will be remembered for persevering. Okay? One of those groups that really persevered through struggles and challenges. It's like, and again, you guys, it's funny how like the cards with threes keep coming up. You see? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, snap. I didn't even see this card. Look, another 3. It's like they would be remembered for persevering through their struggles. They will be also remembered for the business struggles. You know, like one of those groups that really did not plan accordingly. You know what I mean? But also one of those groups that were able to keep it together, like the 3 of them, like their sisterhood. And again, we have this person, we have 2 people right here, and we have this one person in the middle that's keeping things held up. That's T-Boz. I really feel like, y'all let me know in the comments who y'all think that member was that kept them grounded and kept them, like, really tried to mediate situations. Because I feel like it's her, and I feel like it's her because she's the only zodiac sign that I can see being like that consistently. Like I can see, I mean, they probably all had their moments where they had to mediate each other, but as the main mediator, only because of the fact that she can control her emotions to a degree. All right, so they'll be remembered for that. They'll be remembered for their sisterhood. 8 of Staffs, they'll be remembered for being a part of a great movement. So they were this powerful force. They were this powerful group. They'll be remembered for that. Okay? And this also indicates that this happened very quickly for them. All right? Oh yeah, that's what I forgot to mention as well. So also with 8 of Staffs, it represents like this great, powerful movement. But honestly, at the same time, it's like this also involved a lot of pain. Being a part of this group involved a lot of pain. All right. And they'll also be remembered for their ideas. So if they were involved, I don't know how deep they were involved in songwriting, production, image, they will be remembered for those ideas. Okay. Ooh, 10 of Swords. All right. So 10 of Swords, they will be remembered. This is like especially Left Eye, you know, for losing a member. That imagery is terrible, isn't it? But it's like, in their legacy 10 years from now, you have them being remembered for their perseverance and their strengths, standing firm in their belief, even though they're outnumbered. And I got that in the last reading as well. Like they were right about what they wanted. You know, they wanted fairness and they wanted what was due to them, but it was just the fact that they were outnumbered. Okay, we have that, and then we have them being remembered for their friendship that they had with each other. Okay, and then we have them a part of this this great movement, being a part of this great movement and having these ideas. But this movement was also a painful one for them to be in because of, you know, the struggle. And then this group will also be remembered as having lost one of their members. And last but not least, the World card. They'll be remembered for constantly like traveling, like having traveled the world. Okay? Expanding their horizons. They will be remembered for the barriers that they broke and for their achievements. You guys, this group came out in the 90s. It's 2019. So when I asked for 10 years, that's 2029. And they will still be remembered for the great things that they contributed. They're really just going to be one of those, they are just that iconic group. And they will go down in history for that. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this reading. I am going to try to do some individual reads on the girls separately. So let me know who your favorite member was. I want to know your favorite album, your favorite song. I don't know if I have a favorite song per se, but definitely, like I said, as an adult, crazy, sexy, cool, and as a child, fan mail. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and clear my deck. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.